Hi, I'm Ben Cheney, the 2021 Chairman of the Opening Doors Committee and a member of the Foundation Board of Directors. I would like to welcome you to the 8th Annual Opening Doors Benefit Event. Opening Doors is an annual event put on by the CWI Foundation Board of Directors. In the past 7 years, we have raised over $400,000 for student scholarships. This year's event will include video segments of students, programs, and an awesome online auction. We are excited to add a keynote speaker this year, Tommy Ahlquist, who you will hear from in a few minutes. The impact of an education on a community goes well beyond our classrooms. It begins with one student deciding to pursue a degree or certification, the effects felt by so many, including all of you joining us here tonight. You realize what a difference someone investing in themselves through education can make. Thank you for tuning in tonight, for participating in the online auction, and for your scholarship gift. You are opening doors for students that may have thought this impossible. You are not just raising money for scholarships, you are raising the idea of someone believing in themselves. This gift is priceless. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Denise Aberle Kanata, Interim President and Provost.
Thank you for the introduction, Ben. And thanks to all of you watching at home. I love this event because it highlights the amazing partnerships that CWI has with the community in helping to raise funds for student scholarships. CWI is proud to deliver high-quality educational opportunities that are accessible and serve a diverse population here in the Treasure Valley. The college has introduced new course modalities to meet the needs of the growing community, allowing for added flexibility and choices for students taking classes online or in person. CWI is committed to affordable education and has not raised tuition or fees in 6 years. The college is committed to the community so that it can adapt and thrive as CWI serves more than 29,000 students and offers 98 programs for students to choose from, including registered nursing, cybersecurity, apprenticeship programs, and many more. Again, I want to thank you. Through your generous donations, CWI will empower students with valuable skills and knowledge that they need to excel. Opening Doors truly exemplifies the incredible spirit of our community. Working together, we can provide opportunities to help a diverse population of students in need to break through barriers and to create a bold new future that they design. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce CWI Foundation President Yvonne Castillo. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Yvonne Castillo, President of the College of Western Idaho's Foundation Board. I choose to invest my time, talents, and money in CWI because I understand how helping shape the minds of students greatly benefits our community and the future. In partnership with the community, the CWI's Foundation works to help students access education by awarding scholarships, providing startup funds for new educational programs, and funding long-term capital plans to support the growth and provide vital educational opportunities. Through the generous support of our donors, the CWI Foundation is able to provide support to CWI and its students. We truly appreciate each and every donation we receive. We hope you enjoy tonight's event and consider giving to this great cause. Your gift is truly an investment in the people, programs, and ideas that strengthen our community. It's now my pleasure to introduce your MCs for the evening, 2018 CWI graduates, Andy Mendez and Shane Larson.
Live from CWI's Power Sports Lab, welcome to the 2021 Opening Doors Live Benefit Event, our annual fundraiser for student scholarships. I am once again Andy Mendez here with Shane Larson. We are your MCs again for tonight. So for some helpful tips for us, for the people at home, visit the online auction at cwifoundationopeningdoors.afrogs.org. For a link to the online auction, you can text CWI to 888-403-4599. The auction is now open and it's open through October 10th. So if you do have any questions, you can go ahead and give us a call at 208-807-3808. Or you can also email us at support@auctionfrogs.org. And some other useful, helpful tips. So you can use 2 devices, one to watch and one to bid. So I recommend go take your husband's iPad. He's not doing anything with it since there's no game tonight. Send us a comment.
I want to chime in here real quick. And if you have kids, they're probably watching Blippi. The new Blippi isn't the real Blippi. Take the iPad, use it for tonight. Go ahead, Andy.
Thank you for that, Shane. Send us a comment on Facebook by 7:30 p.m. and be entered to win a CWI swag bag. And tell us where you're watching from and what your favorite auction item is.
We also want to give a massive shout out to our sponsors, starting with our presidential sponsors, Ball Ventures Ahlquist and First Interstate Bank. Our excellent sponsors are Allied Business Solutions and Cushing Terrell. We want to highlight a few of the premier programs we have here at CWI, starting with power sports. The growing popularity of power sports, including recreational vehicles, motorcycles, snowmobiles, ATVs, and much more, has created a demand for highly skilled power sports and small engine repair technicians. The training received here at CWI is focused on developing students into a power sports and small engine repair technician in as little as 1 year.
So today we're in the Power Sports program, the Small Engine Power Sports program at CWI. It's a unique program. There's not really many like it across the whole country. We have a large range of what we work on. So anything from small engines where trimmers and lawnmowers and small outdoor power equipment up to motorcycles and outboards on boats and snowmobiles, UTVs, side-by-sides. We have a wide variety of what we teach in here, which makes our students very valuable when they leave here for employment because they have a large range of skill set.
I love all the resources here at CWI. I love how our shop has so many different things for us to try out, different tools that we get to use that we're going to see later in the workforce, and just so many different people we can talk to, also in different connections to get to know all the dealerships in the area, all the shops, and just everybody who's available to help us even throughout our school career.
So we'll get students right out of high school, but we'll also get students coming back for second career. We'll get a lot of students out of the military. The cool thing about this industry is that you can do this until you're in your retirement.
Well, I've already seen it help me so far because I did start working at a dealership last school year, and it's helped me tremendously in knowing what I'm doing and knowing how to ask the right questions and kind of seeing like the right tools to use for different applications. And I can see it definitely helping my future as I progress in my career and being able to go back and remember the things I was taught at CWI.
We have students from all over. This year we have some from New Hampshire, we have some from California, from Washington State, because there's not really a program like ours. So we'll get students from all over, we'll train them and send them back out all the way across the country at different dealerships. It costs a lot of money, so when they come here and they're able to receive a scholarship, they can put that towards their tools, they can put it towards their, their living expenses and help them, and it takes a burden off of them, I think, so that they're able to focus on their schoolwork. They're more present when they're here, when they don't have a financial burden.
I think scholarships are an awesome way to reach out to your community. They definitely help students a ton, and in my case, I was able to use that scholarship money to relieve some of the stress that I had about coming to school and concerns that I had about affording what I was about to go do, and I was able to focus a lot more on the things that I needed to further my career. Even gas money, it's helped out a lot because it's been expensive trying to go from school to work every day, and it's just been such a help and such a blessing. Definitely grateful for all the scholarship help I've gotten.
Listen, guys, I'm excited about this. If you guys are seeing this room, I'm not sure if you can, but we've got all the power sports vehicles around us. Andy, my wife, eventually she'll allow me to have a bike. I'm looking to get a motorcycle one day in my life. I'm 33. Maybe by the time I'm 55, we'll have it. But hopefully, when I get a bike, I'll have some people here that are well prepared to service that bike. I'm excited about that.
I feel you on that, Shane. I'm looking at the ATV that's right over there, and as soon as my husband and I make more insurance payments, maybe I'll get that and have them help us out with that. But yeah, this goes straight into the auction item. So item number 72, fire pits. One-of-a-kind steel and starlight fire pit, handcrafted by CWI welding students. So it has that nice little touch. And item number 8, Traeger grill package. Traeger Grill Pro 575 grill cover, accessories, and a $250 gift card to Albertsons. Yes. And a big ticket item here is item 103, Costa Rica. From the moment you arrive, Costa Rica will enchant you with the pristine beaches, exquisite vistas, lush rainforests, and amazing wonders of nature found nowhere else in the world. 7 days, 6 nights in a deluxe accommodations in Costa Rica. It also includes airfare. So some nice little tips here. Professional travel specialists to book your trip so you don't have to do it yourself. No blackout dates, which is super nice. 3 years to take the trip, so you could take it next year. It can add additional travelers, so if you wanted to bring the kids, you totally can, and that money still goes to CWI even if it's years later. Transferable, which makes that awesome gifts, and there are 8 of these trips in the auctions to place all over the world, so definitely pay attention tonight to the other auction items like this.
I want to add one thing to that as well. So if you guys are interested in this trip, any trip that's out of the country, the best thing about it, in my opinion, is the professional help that you're going to get with that to book your trip, because you're going to run into what happened to me trying to go to Mexico in a couple of weeks. My passport's been processing since July. I have to fly to Seattle next week to try and get my passport expedited for a trip that I'm supposed to be leaving on Saturday. So you don't want that. When you get one of these trips, they got you all taken care of, so that's going to be super, super cool. All right, I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, we're at CWI. Andy and I are not unfamiliar with CWI. We were here for quite some time. So I want to, go back in time, rewind the clock a little bit, Andy, and I want to ask you about your memory. The first time you ever set foot onto CWI's campus, what was it like? What was going through your head?
Oh, man. That was 10 years ago. That was 18-year-old Andy, Shane.
Whoa,
and
youngster.
This is a whole nother girl there. And I will say walking through those doors was kind of terrifying because you don't know what your future is going to look like. But I will say my first class was a communications class, actually, and my first introduction was with APA citations.
Yuck.
And let me tell you, that was a struggle, but is one of my favorite memories that I will never forget. And clearly 10 years later, it still had an impact on me. So, I mean, how about you? What was your first memories?
So, funny story, I still don't know how to do proper APA citation, so that would have been helpful for me. But no, I remember when I first came onto CWI's campus, smaller campus, but I was here with my friends. What was cool about it back then was also 10 years ago, was I was here with my friends, and it had a little bit of a high school feel to it, but at the same time it had, we had students in there that were closer to my age. I was in my early 20s at the time, and I was like, okay, it's a smaller campus, but I like the feel of it. It was it's literally a community college. It had a community feel to it, a little more personalized feel to it, and I was like, okay, I can get used to this, which I ultimately did get used to it. I was here for 5 years to get my associate degree, and it took me a little bit. So I remember those. It was awesome. Yeah. Let's go into our sponsors here, Andy.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. So first of all, innovation sponsors, Albertsons Company, Anderson Construction, Epic Development, and Key Bank. Thank you so much. And leaderboard sponsors. This is a big one. Thank you so much to Pioneer Title and Title I. We appreciate that. I would pass it over to Shane now.
All right, we're going to go ahead and highlight one of our programs here, and that's the Machine Tool Program. Manufacturing operations of all sizes need skilled machinists to keep their production lines running smoothly. Through hands-on training in state-of-the-art labs, students take away an advanced skill set that allows them to troubleshoot, strategize, and work with high-tech equipment in machine shops and diverse manufacturing industries.
At the College of Western Idaho Machine Tool Technology, it's a 2-year program. The first year is all manual. We'll try that different tooling on different types of material to machine so we can understand the basics of how important it is to learn how to run a certain material a certain speed. So after the first year, we come into the second year, we take all of the fundamentals that we've learned from manual machining. We'll be able to take that information, and instead of manually doing it, we'll be able to tell a CNC machine how to do it. CNC machine stands for computer numerical controlled. So we will be able to take those codes that we have learned and apply those and input them into the CNC machines, and then watch the CNC machine be able to do what it needs to do.
So as a first-year student, I'm started on the manual machines, which is something that's amazing for the smaller custom shops here in Idaho. The shop that I work at does all manual machining right now. So everything that I'm learning on the lathes and mills is immediately applicable to my job. But they're also going to take us up to CNC in the second year of the program. And so I know even if I do go work for a bigger company, which isn't my goal right now, but could definitely happen, I'll be prepared to work on kind of any front in the field.
We like to partner with CWI because they have given us a lot of great employees. Many of our employees who are working as machinists in our company now have gone through this program. And this program gives them a great base knowledge, and then we take them on and teach them the additional things they need to know for what we do.
As we all know, going through college it's expensive on its own. But there's a lot to learn. Coming through this program, you have to spend a lot of money on tooling just before you even get to start. So anything is fantastic as far as scholarships. The scholarships that the students do get, I really like because it makes them appreciate to have a scholarship, to understand the value of it from a student's point of view. I think is fantastic.
A lot of the guys are here doing 2 classes after the machine shop stuff, which ends at 12:30. So they don't have as much time to go and work and get their way through college. So it really helps the guys to go out, get a scholarship, pay for their tools, come to school and not have to worry about working 12 hours at a machine shop after working, 8 hours here at school.
What really gets me excited about it is you see students coming in right out of high school, and I've had students in here that are in their mid-50s or close to retiring. And they all have that same drive when they come in here. They all already are driven to learn and want to know this. And to see the light bulb come on, that they get it and they understand it. And then they're able to apply that, what they've just learned, to the next step. And that's why I like teaching, is because you'll never be done learning in this trade. It's a forever learning trade, and you can take it as far as you want.
If you're a CWI graduate, then they know that you've touched on a lot of different things in your education. Actually, around the valley, CWI machining students are well known and actually sought after.
That was really awesome to see CWI's machine tool program be highlighted like that. I had no idea we had stuff like that here at CWI. Then again, it has been 10 years, Shane. But thinking back, 10 years ago, what was your favorite course here at CWI?
It's a tough one, Andy, because, I was here for so long and I had a lot of great courses. That's what I was getting at right there. But the one that sticks out to me was called Critical Thinking and Argumentation. And I talked about this during my comm portfolio class when I was giving my final, talk, I guess, if you will, final presentation. Mm-hmm. And what I loved about that class was it completely took us out of our comfort zone. We were talking about very, debatable topics then, and still today. It was hot topics in the world going on, and you had to debate. You had to debate with facts. You had to learn your facts and be able to have a structured debate. And one of my favorite memories from that was we were discussing a certain topic, and it was only me and one other person, still a good friend of mine, who had one side. We took one side of the argument against literally 13 other people. And to end, we were kind of backs against the wall, didn't really have much to say at the end of that one. We were getting, it was a tough one for us. So we ended it with a rap. And it was a very very controversial rap, but we decided, hey, we're going to go out swinging, and we rapped to end our debate, and it was a fun memory that I'll remember to this day. What about you? What was your favorite course?
Funny you should say, it was also critical thinking and argumentation. I had it with Johnny Rowing, and I will say that class really helped me fundamentally learn how to publicly speak, and also set me forth on a course to join our speech and debate program here with CWI, which I am very proud to say I have been a part of and a proud alumni of it. And it just really helped me understand a structure of a debate, Shane, just like you, and how to put facts behind that rather than emotions.
Which our spouses are super happy about, by the way. Our spouses thank CWI for our ability to win arguments with facts. So with that being said, we're going to roll right into some more of our auction items, guys. Item number 4, a day on the water. An outdoor adventure sure to bring excitement. Join experienced angler Mike Pena for a day on the water. Select from river wading or still water and prepare to fish for large trophy trout. Don't miss out on this irreplaceable experience and the opportunity to share your larger-than-life fish tales. Item number 24, Fire Academy experience. Search a smoke-filled building looking for victims while also searching for and extinguishing the simulated fire. The minimum age for participation on this is 18. And item number 77, a vehicle engine tune-up service. It includes inspection, boot and coil, replacement of plugs, wires, replacement of fuel filter, and the tune-up is provided by CWI's automotive technology students.
I will definitely say, as someone who does need her oil change, I hope my husband's out there to really bid on that one, please. Please, Chris. But that also brings me to, some helpful tips, reminders, housekeeping items. Visit the online auction at CWI Foundation openingdoors.afrogs.org. And for a link to the online auction, text CWI to 888-403-4599. The auction is now open through October 10th, so that's really important here. And if you do have any questions, go ahead and call us at 208-807-3808, or you can also email us at support@auctionfrogs.org. And also, let's go ahead and give a big thanks to our sponsors today. So, our ambassador sponsors, Alliance Title, Ferguson Wellman, Idaho Central Credit Union, Hawley and Troxel, Horizon Credit Union, Pacific Recycling, Paradigm of Idaho, St. Alphonsus Medical Center in Nampa, Zion Bank. And auction item sponsors today, Allen Marsh Travel Center, Ballinger Insurance, and ESI Construction. Thank you guys so much.
And now it's going to be my honor and blessing to introduce our keynote speaker. Now I'm going to give my best Bruce Buffer impersonation to try to welcome our keynote speaker tonight. Now, our keynote speaker is the CEO of Ball Ventures Ahlquist and can best be described as a visionary who gets things done. His work ethic, paired with his inherent ability to see opportunity and turn it into something tangible and profitable, has enabled him to practice a successful medical career as an emergency room physician, start and operate several successful companies, and run a campaign to serve as the governor of Idaho. Now, in 2005, he started Ahlquist Development, a commercial development company. Under his leadership, Ahlquist Development developed and owned over 2 million square feet of office and retail space. His inspired projects have patently transformed a number of cities in Idaho. Flash forward to 2018, he partnered with Ball Ventures, one of the nation's most successful development and investment companies, to found Ball Ventures Ahlquist, also known as BVA. BVA is a commercial development and strategic capital investment company that delivers excellence and value to tenants, investors, and partners. Because of the exceptional work done by BVA, the company tagline is Inspire Excellence. So whether it's related to his work, his family, or his community, he believes in ending every day with doing just one more thing. A principle he learned from his late grandmother that inspires his hard work, giving back, and maximizing every day to its greatest potential. So with that, please welcome Dr. Tommy Ahlquist.
Well, it's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you tonight. The second Yvonne asked me to come speak tonight, it was a very easy yes for me. I appreciate so much, sincerely, what CWI does for this community. And it's significant, it's real, and just to talk a little bit about that tonight and hopefully inspire some of you that may be watching this tonight to give to this incredible foundation to help with the scholarships that provide opportunities for our kids. If I had an elevator speech about CWI, which I do, people ask all the time, why is it so significant? It's easy. For me, CWI connects our kids, our Idaho kids, to Idaho jobs and companies. We have so many great companies, people that care, that love our people, that want to take these great ideas and innovation, and they need the talent that fuels that, and that's our kids. And CWI provides that better than any. I'm going to start tonight with a little story. It's one of my favorite stories, and I've told it several times over the years. It happened a long time ago now. But I have 4 beautiful children, and my second oldest, her name is Brooklyn. And her nickname is B. Diddy. She got that name, it's a long story, but she's always been B. Diddy. And in our house and in my life, I've got a saying that a day without B. Diddy ain't a day worth living. This girl is an angel. She's now the mother to our first grandchild, Cash, who is my best friend, and she's now expecting our second. But Brooklyn is an angel. She truly is. But go back with me with Brooklyn when she first wanted to learn how to ski. I didn't know how to ski, and both of my kids, her and Thomas, our oldest, wanted to learn how to ski. And they said, hey, Dad, this year, let's do it. Let's go get some skis. Let's figure this out. And when I grew up, I was always playing basketball, and you always couldn't go skiing because of potential injury. So I had no experience. So we thought, we'll do this right. So we rented some skis, and we went to Brundage. And it was the first day we had ever skied as a family. Now, we paid for lessons and trying to do it right and sent an instructor off with Brooklyn and Thomas. And then Shannon and I had our own lesson. And as the day went on, and we got to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and we got back together, and we said, how was your day? And she said with this big smile, and I got some pictures of her so you can kind of get with me on this story. Here's Brooklyn, B. Diddy, was about a little younger maybe than she was at this time. She was about 9 or 10. And she looked at me up in my face, and she said, Dad, this was amazing. She loved her instructor. She said, I'm ready to go with you. And I said, you're ready to go where? She's like, he's taking me to the top of the hill and come down. And I thought, well, I got pretty good in one day. Maybe I can do that. I said, which run did you go on? And she said, well, it's easy. It's just the one right here. We got on this lift. And I said, well, are you sure it was this lift? She said, yeah, Dad, it was this lift. And I want to go one time with you, Dad, and come down and show you what I learned today. So we got on the lift, and this is at Brundage, and many of you know. We get to the top, and I honestly, on the way up, thought this is going to be fun. This is going to be great. Hey, one day she probably learned how to do this. Well, we get off the lift, and we take a left that we should have never taken instead of a right, and we start going down this hill, and immediately I knew I was in trouble. I don't know how to ski, and my poor little daughter starts falling and crying. And I would go fall over next to her, and the sweet little thing would look at me, and she'd say, Daddy, let's say a prayer that we can get down. And she would say a little prayer, and I would pray with her, and we'd stand up, and she would go like 5 feet and fall, and I'd go over, and she'd cry again. Well, this happens, and then finally a couple nice people stopped by and said, hey, do you need any help getting down? I kept saying, no, I think we can get down. I think we can make it. Well, we couldn't make it. And this went on and on and on, and she is just a puddle of tears. She's like, Dad, how are we going to get down? But the point of the story and where I want to get to is we finally got to that little knoll on the run where when you get to the top of it, you can look down and see the lodge. And the second my little daughter, B. Diddy, Brooklyn, saw that lodge, she stood up, she put her skis in a little snowplow position, and without falling once, she skied from where I was all the way down to the lodge. The reason I tell that story is she had line of sight. All she needed was line of sight to that lodge, and she was there. She stood up, the fear was gone, she knew where she was heading, and no more tears, no more prayers. I'm going to do it. The determination happened, and she was there. I tell that story because what our kids need most is line of sight from their jobs or from where they are, which is a lot of these kids are wondering, what do I do with my life? Where am I going to go? What skills do I need? What job do I want? How do I want to live out my life to those careers that are so important to have productive lives and to be able to feel satisfied and have the things they need in their life? It's that line of sight that I want to talk a little bit about tonight because I believe with all my heart CWI provides that for our community in an unbelievable way. And we're going to ask you for your help and donations. I'm going to start with a little quote. It's one of my favorite quotes. It's from Paulo Coelho, and he's a Brazilian. The very first time I read his book, The Alchemist, it was in Portuguese, and it's one of my favorite books. But he has this quote that a warrior cannot lower his head, otherwise he loses sight of the horizon of his dreams. If you haven't read The Alchemist or any of other Paulo's books, you should read them. It's a lesson on life and that line of sight that we can help teach and help others and bring them along with us. CWI does that. I'm going to quickly, I think I've got 5 slides, so hang with me on this, but I'm going to tell you 5 highlights that they're doing already here that will completely blow you away. Number 1, CWI empowers more than 12,000 high school students with their opportunity to explore college classes and launch their higher education careers. 12,000 kids. Now, again, I've had 4 kids. I've watched them go through. We have 2 older ones. We've adopted our 2 younger ones, one still in high school. There is nothing more important, especially in this world we live in today, with so much being artificial and social and fake, that we can have sight, line of sight from our kids to careers with real tangible things they can touch and feel and do. CWI does that right now for more than 12,000 of our high school kids right here. Number 2, CWI is opening a work-based learning center to engage with the business community. So all of us know we've got incredible businesses, we're thriving, we're growing. our community rallies around things that matter. These businesses need engagement and they need access to talent. CWI reaches out. They make it so easy for businesses to engage and be part of their curriculum and training and plug what they need into the kids on the other end. If you haven't experienced CWI, I would encourage any of you to come take a tour, come look at the programs they have and how your company can plug in to the talent pipeline. We all need employees right now. Everywhere you go, everyone I talk to is hiring. Well, we've got a source of that talent right here, but we need to fund it, we need to protect it, we need to help it, we need to grow it, because this is where these kids learn, and this is where the kids get that line of sight. Next, CWI's trade apprenticeship programs. So think about this. Trade apprenticeship programs have served 1,427 students through HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. Now, with our development business, we know a little bit about this. Sure, there are supply chain issues right now in the world and in the United States and in our valley. But the other thing that we're short on is qualified and trained employees that understand how to do these skills. And they can make a great living at these skills. I'm going to talk a little bit more at this as I close here in a few minutes. But what an exceptional opportunity we have to get our kids plugged into these trades, our teens to these trades, that they'll see that line of sight, they'll be able to see their future, they'll enjoy it, they'll be able to learn and grow. Big deal. Next one, CWI is one of 17 institutions in the country that is qualified to teach cybersecurity maturity model certifications. The DoD is aiming to have 48,000 CMMC certified contractors by 2025, and CWI is one of 17 of these institutions. Finally, CWI has invested in state-of-the-art simulation labs to enhance the training of the students to receive to achieve and prepare them for the workplace. Look where we're coming to you live from tonight. This is the Power Sports Bay. It's incredible. This is hands-on, this is real, this is just a glimpse into what they teach. And again, if you haven't experienced what happens out here, you gotta come out here with your company, with your kids, with anyone that you want to get exposure to the incredible work that they do here. In closing, this line of sight, I'm going to tell two quick stories that I think really tell the story of CWI. The first is Pancho Romero. Many of you watching this tonight know Pancho. Pancho is one of the pillars of our community. He's the owner of Advanced Heating and Cooling. Pancho is one of the good guys in the state of Idaho. Pancho cares about people. Pancho is an amazing CEO and owner and has hundreds of employees that work for him. Pancho loves CWI. Pancho gets his talent from CWI. And I'm going to tell you a little story about him. The other day I was with him and we were talking about some other things, and I said, Pancho, what makes you tick? You're very, very successful. You've got this business, it's thriving, you're busy, but why do you do this? And I really wanted to understand, because he really is one of my heroes. And he looked at me and he got really emotional. And he said, Tommy, anytime I can take a kid and I can give them a career, teach them a skill that's a lifelong skill, and watch them grow and learn and be successful and happy, that's worth more than anything to me in life, and that's what I get to do every day. Man, I love this. He then went on to tell me a story of Caleb, and I'm going to tell the story tonight. This is Caleb. Caleb works for Pancho. I was able to interview Caleb prior to this event tonight. So go back 3.5 years ago with Caleb. He was struggling with addiction, didn't know where he was going in his life, didn't know how he was going to make it, didn't know who, where, when, or why, and was having a hard time in his life. Along comes Pancho Romero, and along comes CWI. Caleb now has been is working for Pancho in the HVAC industry. When you hear him talk about it, he beams, telling him how much purpose he has and how much drive, how he's now been able to afford a house. He owns his own house and he's engaged to be married. Here's Caleb. This is what we're talking about. The programs exist, the line of sight exists. We have a treasure in our community right here known as CWI. Tonight we're here to raise money for them so that we can have more scholarships and get more kids plugged into that line of sight. I'm now going to introduce another video, something that's near and dear to me as we sit here in the middle of this pandemic. And it's interesting. Just this afternoon, I got a call from one of my old ER partners, Dr. Chatlin, who's recovering from COVID. And I said, how are you doing? And he said, it's tiring, it's tough. It's rough right now. And CWI has a nursing program that prepares our kids right here for these jobs that are sitting right there in healthcare. Incredible need out there. You know, the burdens that these folks are placed on them to always care for us, to always be there for us, it's a big deal. So enjoy this video on the nursing program at CWI.
I have been at CWI 12 years, so I was one of the first faculty hired when they started. We've got our associate degree program, which is nationally accredited, and we've also got a practical nursing program now.
It's all about like that non-traditional student. You know, I was a teen mom, I'm a single parent, I've had to work this whole time, you know, trying to provide for my daughter and I appreciate that CWI, you know, caters to that non-traditional student. You know, because we all have lives outside of this, and you know, I work and I do all those things. So I appreciate that I can come here, I can learn, you know, I'm able to do all of that as well as still having my life outside of that too.
One of the best things about being faculty is the moment that your student gets something. When you see it click, it's what keeps us all coming back, because it's that feeling that we had a long time ago, and then we get to relive that again with the students.
A big thing I think with a lot of parents is you want to be able to provide for your children better than your life as, you know, when you were growing up. For my daughter and I, it has not been easy, you know, being young, jumping from place to place, not having things stable. This will solidify everything for me and my daughter.
Well, scholarships provide a way for students that may not have had an opportunity up to now to go to school for whatever reason. And our program recommends that students not work more than 20 hours a week, because it's a very rigorous program, very time-consuming and demanding. And scholarships allow for students that may be a hindrance to them for coming to school, that allows them to be able to come to school.
I was 17 when I had my daughter. Everything was so scary. My nurse, my labor and delivery nurse, she was comforting, she was there for me. She really made me feel as if I could do it and that I was able to get through it. So if I can be that person for somebody, and I can be that labor and delivery nurse, and somebody can be like, wow, you really made a difference in my birthing experience, you know, that's what I want.
We have a lot of students come through here, and year after year, we go back into the clinical setting and we see our students as preceptors teaching current students. We see them as you know, ICU nurses or charging on the floor. And so that's just really wonderful to see them growing in the profession. So when we support our students financially, we're also supporting our community.
I want to say thank you. Thank you, because you are contributing to the future of medical care in the Valley. You're contributing to the future of nursing, and I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, CWI definitely is helping me fulfill that dream. Honestly, if it weren't for this school, and I'm not sure if I would be where I'm at. So I'm grateful for CWI, honestly, because without this program, I wouldn't be where I'm at, second year here. You know, I wouldn't be able to provide that future for my daughter. And ultimately, that's my goal, is to, you know, live a happy life with my daughter, and just hope that as she gets older, that she's proud of me, that I can be that role model for her.
We probably could just watch that video over and over again, and her closing words are all we need to hear tonight, because that's really what it's all about. So in closing, for me, the three things that each of you can do tonight, and I challenge each of you to do it, is number one, go on and participate in the auction. You have until October 10th at 5 p.m. to bid and check back on your items. That's number one. Number two, you can just donate. Credits here at CWI are only $139 a credit. Your donations make a huge difference to those that need it. And thirdly, for any of those companies out there, I challenge you to call the foundation and get a scholarship in your name here. This is an incredible opportunity that I've had tonight. I'm so thankful for CWI, what they do for me, for my family, for the Valley, for Idaho, for our kids. And now it's our turn to help them, and I'm really thankful that I could be here tonight with you. I'm going to turn the time back over to our hosts.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Tommy. We're back. I know we're not as good looking, at least I'm not. So, but here's the deal. Before we get moving, we're going to go over to the leaderboards here. I have a quick statement. I got to take ownership. I'm going to let you guys know. I know I mispronounced his name. It is Ahlquist, Tommy Ahlquist. Right before I announced him, I just have to take ownership for that and make sure you guys understand that it is Ahlquist. Now, I'm going to turn this over to Andy, the exciting part of the night as we're wrapping up. We're going to go through the leaderboard, so talk to us, Andy. Let us know.
Awesome. Yes, so for the leaderboard today, let's go ahead and just look at people who have put in the bids. So we have for the Greek Islands, we have Kevin, who looks like he put in a bid for the Cottonwood Grill gift card. Mike Ballinger has put in for that. The VIP Pass Hampton Inn and Suites downtown Boise, which is super nice. Mike also put in a bid for that. Roaring Springs passes, Ben Cheney put in for that. I bet he's really wanting to go down the lazy river there. And it looks like Carl just put in $200 to donate now, which is awesome. And you know, right now where we stand, we've raised $75,954.
Let's go.
That is impressive, guys. Seriously, our goal is 100,000, so we have just a little bit more to go. And definitely, we urge you guys to continue to donate and support CWI.
You guys, that's so awesome. And as we're talking about stuff, we're going to go into our auction items, the last ones of the night. So item number 23 for us is the Law Enforcement Academy experience. Enjoy a one-of-a-kind experience in this fast-paced, hands-on training with CWI Law Enforcement Program faculty. You and 5 friends will have the opportunity to participate in training scenarios like vehicle driving and firearm simulator activities, defensive tactics, live fire exercises with handgun, shotgun, and AR-15, weather permitting, and more. Minimum age for participation in this one is also 18. Item number 34, Nashville trip. Let's go.
Yes.
Music and nostalgia go hand in hand with a visit to the legendary Studio B and Grand Ole Opry. Now, this is like the trips from earlier. 3 years, take the trip. All the same rules, kind of like Costa Rica, like we were just talking about. If you guys have not been to Nashville, you're missing out. Nashville is an amazing time. There's a place there for everybody. So Nashville is fantastic. Take a look at that one. And yeah, you'd be wise to check that out. Item number 69, Bear and Cubs metal wall art. One of a kind Bear and Cubs metal wall art, handcrafted by College of Western Idaho's welding students. So check that one out as well.
That's nice. Awesome. And okay, so it looks like we got registration for our drawing winners. So we drew a winner from all the people who registered for our online auction. And the winner is Denise Coates. Yay, Denise!
Let's go.
Yeah, so Denise actually wins a $250 gift card to Albertsons. And I will say I am super jealous. So yay, Denise.
Albertsons gift cards. We talked about this, I think, last year too, but Albertsons gift cards, go use that.
Yes.
We're having a hard time finding some ramen noodles right now, but if you have kids, $250 can go a long way, but the ramen noodles are currently like in a weird position. You can only get cup of noodles, so if that's okay with you, lots of cup of noodles going your way. Now we're gonna go into the social media drawing winner. So we drew a winner from all the people who joined us in the comments tonight, and the winner is Kieran Hansen.
Woo, Kieran!
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go, Kieran. Thank you for all your time and dedication to the college and for your participation. Congratulations. And we got a CWI swag bag. Let's go. Okay.
Yes. Awesome. And in closing, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to our wonderful sponsors. Seriously, we could not have done this without you all. And also keep bidding until 5 p.m. This is not over yet. 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Sunday, October 10th. Keep donating and just keep being bold. You know what? And good night to you both.
Good night.